We had a really nice night here once the hooligans stopped doing donuts in the parking lot. Can't wait to get back out on the water.
And here you see Taters preparing the daily soup as I finish up the last of the videos. And today on Taters on the Mississippi, we are really hoping that the river flow that we saw yesterday continues. We're hopeful we can maybe make around 40 miles. Camping's going to be a little iffy because it looks like there's a number of parks, but not paddlecraft specific campsites. And obviously, while we could stay at a hotel or something, if we get close enough to one, that means we have to find a hotel that could handle the boat. And we're hoping to stretch out the inside stays a little more just for budgetary reasons. Plus side of staying in the park is we had nice groomed grass. Downside is there were teenagers or something doing donuts in the parking lot fairly late and blasting music. So we tried to be as visible as possible, hoping we looked disturbing enough that they would disappear. Not to alarm anybody, but somebody this morning was researching the legal precedent of Dudley and Stevens for when cannibalism is legally defensible in the event of shipwrecks. How much coffee did we have left? We are just really, really hoping the current continues like this, because this will be so nice mileage-wise. And at least for the moment, no wind. And we are off once again. And there goes Tater's smiling face, and out comes the Somali pirate. Ah! Last night we were in a park that was tucked between the coal power plants and a mobile home park. So we don't do that sort of exhaustive research or anything, but I did see a note that mentioned commercial traffic starts once the locks do in Minneapolis. So we may actually be making tugboat friends in like 50 miles. So those other two paddlers were actually a fair distance ahead of us. They had outpaced us in one of the earlier sections. And it looks like they went to Clearwater, stayed with a friend there, and then went on and stayed with another friend back there. So they were only about 10 minutes ahead of us as of an hour ago. The water has obviously gotten a lot wider since we were at the headwaters, but it's actually pretty shallow in a lot of cases. We're cruising along with a foot of water sometimes, and other times it's barely enough to get the boat by. We have successfully acquired drinking water after our first stop of the day was kind of a bust. The DNR maps we're using do show which parks have drinking water. Unfortunately, those are going to run out pretty soon. We're already on, what, 8 of 10?
Oh, I like those.
The bottom of 8 of 10, yeah. So soon it's just going to be guessing. It's okay. You'll get lots of running around. I'll get lots of posting on Instagram. Teamwork! We're just sitting here relaxing to the sounds of nature. Yeah, we're around Elk River right now. I'm taking a picture of my dragonfly friend.
Not only are we on the second to last of the DNR maps, which we're sad about because those maps are awesome, we also just passed the last 2 marked paddle camps on those maps. Foster and Clockett Island were the last 2. It looks like all the rest of map 9 and all of map 10. So the rest of Minnesota, there's no more marked paddle camps. So that means we'll either be stealth camping, the islands have been looking promising for that, or camping in one of the pay campgrounds or regional parks.
Or hotel? So this has been another longish lake section, which is usually kind of dull, but after the last 2 days of stiff headwinds, we're actually okay with this because it's relatively flat. We're just kind of bummed because we keep hoping one of the people in the boats on the shore is going to call us over and go, "Oh, can I make you an ice cold cocktail? Maybe like a vodka tonic or something?" We'd be like, "Oh yes, 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 we will happily help you with that." But alas. Yeah, like 5 miles. 4 o'clock. We haven't much found many places to take a break, so we're doing one now. Yet another one of these lake sections that just never ends. Fortunately, without a headwind. This is what I've been looking for, because it is really warm here and we would kill for like a vodka tonic or something. And at long last, we have reached the next dam, the next portage. Got big signs saying don't get any closer, which is good because a lot of the times the takeout spots are basically the equivalent of that there. Get you a little excitingly close. So there's actually a side channel with another dam, and it looks like our takeout is just right here. And then we're gonna be walking along a road. We didn't actually drink the wine last night. So the good news is our bill bags are really, really heavy still.
I can't believe you're skipping while carrying that heavy jug. So I was just about to record a video thinking, oh my gosh, I can't believe we considered doing this trip without a canoe cart, when one of the wheels fell off the canoe cart.
Nothing like cheap plastic.
Yeah, it's still on.
For the moment.
And thankfully, very thankfully, it was just a matter of the pin in one of the wheels falling out.
No, this was because I spent a lot of time as a kid playing Oregon Trail. I know how to fix carts, and that when anybody gets dysentery, they're dead. 6:30, and that was actually a lot of fun because we get to talk to people. There's nothing like carrying a boat along a street or a road that gets attention. That wasn't too bad, other than we did a little bit of extra mileage because we assumed that the put-in was further away from the dam. Most of the time they have a sign not wanting you to get this close because there's this guy, that little icon of a guy getting stuck underneath and rolling. We're officially past the Coon Dam. We are in the sprawl of Minneapolis. The group that is ahead of us, Jackie and Tom, they're staying at a park. We're probably gonna try and push a little past there because I don't want to stop at a park at 7 o'clock. I feel more comfortable stopping at like 9 o'clock. Get a feel for who might be around if we're gonna have trouble with hooligans. Those damn hooligans. And we seem to have passed them once again. They said they were gonna camp at the park tonight. There are a lot of people out here. Granted, I'm showing my bias because the LA River you basically can't do anything in. There's canoe tours of the LA River, but you have to do them in 2 parts because it's basically a cemented runoff channel. See the documentary Terminator 2 if you're curious what that looks like. So we have no beta as far as what's acceptable here or not. There are no public camps, there's no paid campgrounds, there's nothing, no paddle craft campsites listed on this section, so we're having to make do. We found an island that's unoccupied and we're gonna hide back here. We've got the boat hidden as well as we can. Jen's nervous, so we're pulling over about an hour earlier than I would prefer. So this is fairly ideal. We're back a ways, we're mostly protected. This island is a regional park that's accessible only from the water. We have found trash, so it's not like people aren't out here, but it feels like we are less exposed than some of the other options. Tom and Jackie set up in a land park, and apparently they've got some like creepy person standing at and smiling at them in their tent. Welcome to the adventures of Matt and Blondie, lawbreakers in Minnesota. Soon to be appearing on the next episode of Cops. Bad Boys, Bad Boys. She didn't know that show. Can you believe that?
We did about 38 miles today. Had some good current for most of that, so that helped. And that brought us into the northern part of the Minneapolis urban sprawl. We're getting a little bit nervous about finding a good campsite, but we managed to tuck in between 2 islands, 2 of the Peace Islands. Found a mostly hidden cove to stow our canoe, and a campsite that's pretty much out of view from both of the shores. And it's actually a really nice island to ourselves right now. We have tortellini and wine tonight, one of our favorite dinners. And an interesting day to look forward to tomorrow. We'll be portaging through downtown Minneapolis and potentially also going through our first lock. Home sweet home for the night.